To create a niche or a nook or a recessed opening in a wall, we again can use the obstacles feature. I've already pre-drawn a wall, and you can see that I've added a gas range. I'm going to change layers here and go over one layer and go into the placement zone and add elevation. In the elevation feature, or in the elevation mode, we can then go over to openings and obstacles, go down to wall cutouts and pass-throughs, and I'm going to use a 24-inch rough cutout or rectangular cutout, and I'm going to stretch this out and make it 36 inches wide, the width of that gas range. I will close. Then I'm going to grab this and move it down. I'll right click and move it over a little bit, and we'll put that kind of centered on that gas range. Now, as you know, we used a cutout or a pass-through, so that is a hole in the wall currently. What I'm going to do is move this up, double click, and now we're back to our floor plan, and I'm going to add another wall. So I'm going to build a 48-inch wall. I'm going to right click on that wall and go to its properties, and here, instead of being 4.5 inches thick, we're going to take that back to a 1/2 inch thick wall. Now keep in mind that wall now is kind of like a piece of plywood or sheetrock. It's a 1/2 inch thick, 48 inches wide, and 8 feet tall. If I go over to the next tab, I can remove that placement zone and go to the third tab, material, click on the inside finish, and we can leave it a paint finish, but what I'm going to do is change that to a tile. So I'm going to go down to tiles, select tile, and the Ramka tiles, and 12 inches or less, and I'm going to use this 46 and let me show a flat image of that, and that's what the back of that opening will become. So now I go down and find my mouse, say OK, and you'll see that that has transitioned to tile. I'll say OK, and now we merely bring this wall in behind to cover that opening, and if I go to an isometric view, and we're going to use texture with edges and click view, you're going to see that we've created a niche or a nook or a recessed into the wall, and that has, of course, a tile background. So now I will close, go back to my my elevation, bring this down, double click that roller bar, and now go back, openings and obstacles, wall cutouts, and we're going to use here the half round cutout. I'm going to double click, I'm going to bring this in, place it, I'm going to left click, stretch that out to the 36 inches, and I'll just type in 36, enter, and close. And again, you want to make sure that that half round is aligned with that rectangular opening, and when the line goes invisible, it's perfect. Now, if I go back and do that same isometric view, now you will see that we not only have a niche, but we have a dome style top to that, and you do see the depth that it does create.